SP Tulsian first up this morning then. Good morning, Mr. Tulsian. Reliance goes ex-bonus tomorrow. Do you expect strength in that counter? Any opportunities for traders or high net worth individuals that you see?
Udayan, in fact, I am expecting correction post-bonus because generally people go for the tax planning also, and in case of the frontline stocks like Reliance Industries, they have very good comfort because the bonus portion can be retained by the investors, those who are going for tax planning for next 1 year. And if you have a growth visibility for 1 year which is capable to give you a return of 15%, you see a lot of tax planning kind of buying happening. So on ex-bonus basis, we see sales, selling coming in the counter, which again I'm expecting here. And on the second point, on the overseas acquisition expectation, share seems to have already risen and, ruling at its high. Maybe 2200 plus could be its top level. And on the bottom side, below 1950, we see renewed buying interest coming in. So the stock right now on come bonus basis also is ruling at its upper band. So one needs to be a bit cautious on ex-bonus basis. Yeah.
Have you taken a look at the small IPO which is listing today, the Aztec Life Sciences? Do you think it will command a premium on listing or a discount?
On fundamental basis, no premium is expected. But yes, if the operator comes into the play, you can see the price going even 150, 200 also. But honestly, I don't see the issue. The company is not that bad, but it does not deserve a valuation of more than 65 to 70 rupees, while the company has made an issue at 82 rupees. We all know that issue has just been managed. QIB and HNI category have the investors in single digit. Maybe in HNI category you have 11 investors. In QIB you have 5-6 investors. So we know the fate of these kind of issues, that how they get cornered by the so-called operator or by the informed circle. And then we see, share prices ramping up. We have been seeing that fate happening in case of ThinkSoft, which has not been able to mobilize at 110 or 115, but now ruling at 300 rupees. So if you have that kind of momentum play, it can, go anywhere. But on fundamental basis, if you really ask me, it does not deserve a valuation of more than 65 to 70 rupees on the secondary market. Yeah.
Mr. Tulsian, morning. Just to get back to Reliance, have you had a chance to study the financials or potential of this acquisition? Because now indications are the purchase price may actually inch up to $17 to $18 billion. Is that still a valuable acquisition for Reliance?
See, Mitali, it may be very difficult for an independent analyst, sitting here to take a valuation call so correctly. But if I just give a ballpark figure, I don't think that anything beyond $15 billion, because even the indications which have been coming from the close quarters have been that this will going to be the largest acquisition by the Indian company. So if we go by that statement, previous acquisition has been of Chorus at $12.2 billion. So I don't think that it should really go beyond 12.5 to $13 billion. Even if it exceeds $15 billion, I think this is going to be a quite expensive, because we all know at EBITDA level, company has an earning of about $2.5 billion on the net level. It has a huge losses. I agree that top line has been very respectable at 50 billion plus 51 billion. But I don't think that paying more than $15 billion could really be easy. And all along we have been, reading that intention of the company that they are not too keen for going for the debt and more banking on the treasury stocks, which could be a source of finance. So I don't think that beyond $13-14 billion you or any analyst will be too happy or comfortable with this acquisition. Yeah.
Any thoughts on yesterday's listing, Mr. Tulsian, Den?
See, then again, I don't think that this concept has percolated well with the analyst, maybe the investors. Yes, I agree that 195 seems to be the fully priced level, or maybe could be at about 190. But I don't think that it deserves a listing of or the price ruling at around 155 to 160. It should catch on anywhere between 175 to 190 in next a week or so, once the selling pressure gets tapered off. Because this one needs to strictly compare the company with RIL. And since this company has been able to hold a top line of 750 crore plus on consolidated basis, with bottom line, just marginally or in black, actually gives a lot of comfort, when comparing with the RIL. So if somebody has the courage and vision of, because we have all been talking of 2 to 3 years view on other IPOs which went public recently, but if somebody can really take a call for 3 to 6 months on this stock, I think he can reasonably expect a 20% return if he acquires the stock. I don't know what was the yesterday's closing, but even at 155, 160 should make a good buy with 3 to 6 months view.
Mr. Tulsian, it seems today there will be a change in legislation for sugarcane pricing. What do you think might be the compromise worked out, and how do you think the sugar stocks will react to it?
Mitali, in fact, already I think the normalcy is returning back in UP. We have seen about 9 to 10 mills having started crushing in last 24 hours in central part of UP. Generally, western UP starts crushing first, but we have seen 9 to 10 mills having started crushing in central part. 3 of which have been from Bajaj Hindustan, 1 from Zimbabwe, 1 from Dhampur. And I think maybe in next 5 days we will be seeing all the mills in western and central part of the UP starting crushing. And maybe by 10th December the entire UP will start, with the last to commence by the eastern UP. Now they have been procuring sugarcane, by giving a price of 200 rupees and writing on that slip that whatever price is agreed will be paid by the mills to the farmers, which have been largely accepted by the farmers. So I think maybe the price of 200 to 210 rupees per quintal should be the price which should get, satisfied to both the parties, because and now the mills have started expecting a good recovery also due to the late crushing. The sucrose content in the sugarcane improves, and the expectation of the recovery is at about 10% now, which is likely to go up to 11%. So if they are looking to this kind of recovery, and if you have a price of 210 also, I don't think that miller should really have any complaint happening on that front. And this has been the via media that yes, SAP will continue to be the power of the state government to fix. Mills will be paying the total cost of the sugarcane to the mills. There will be no burden on the exchequer either on the state level or at the center level. Yeah.
Mr. Tulsian, are you impressed at what you heard? Do you think the stock can trade at higher levels, or is this looking like it's going the think soft way?
See, then you can't make out whether these stocks will go on the lines of think soft, because that we can only see, once you allow 2 days to pass on, and maybe from Monday onwards you will get that indication. But yes, coming on the performance as indicated by the management, the disappointment is that you do not going to see anything up to FY11, because they are expecting to start contribution from new projects in third quarter of FY11. So generally, you have that some delay, any kind of delay happening, which is most likely. You have missed FY11, so you will only be having all the contribution from FY12. And the biggest concern for the company will be its high equity base. So I don't think that will really excite the market too much at this point of time. Because even if I go by the EPS of 11 to 12, it is ruling at a P multiple of 8 to 9. And you have many companies available in the space at that kind of multiple, which is ruling at present at about 6 to 7. So I'm not concluding right now that the stock will go on the lines of things soft. But on a fundamental basis, I don't think that I maintain my view on the valuation purely on fundamental basis. Yeah.
Mr. Tulsian, the other one that's been really active is GMDC. Do you track it?
Yes, Mitali, I do track it, but see, this has been languishing. In fact, all the Gujarat stocks have been languishing because of the 30% profit sharing, directive came from the government. But that seems to be fizzling out, and we have been seeing the renewed interest on the company, those who are holding the mining rights, and GMDC is one of the pioneer in that area. I think the pure valuation call is happening on that front. Yeah.